Growing up in the UK school system, there were countless rules and regulations that I had to abide by in order to be deemed a good student. As part of the school rules, I had to wear a school uniform, black trousers, white shirt, black blazer, all neatly finished with a tie. We were given little red cards that we had to carry around with us at all times in school. I would often get stopped by teachers, ordering me to present my red card so I could receive a strike on it for breaking school rules. 3 strikes resulted in an hour detention after school on a Friday. Now that I look back on things, the reasons I received strikes on my red card were completely harmless. I'd received strikes for things like not having the top button of my shirt done up, or wearing my school tie a little too short, even talking too loudly on my way to class. I remember when I got yelled at for not being able to draw a round enough circle in art class, or for using blue ink instead of black. The rules that were put in place were completely normal to us, and we did our best to abide by them. We wanted to be good students after all. We wanted to do well in life. We wanted our teachers and parents to be proud of us. We didn't question the rules or even think about them. They were our own societal norm. Those societal norms greatly changed the way we saw the world. Much like how things were in school, societal norms are everywhere. They make the outside world appear a certain way, which in turn influences our concepts and beliefs. Societal norms are built in line with our collective dream as a population. They are taught to us by our parents, schools, religions, media, and any other position of authority. But wherever societal norms exist, negativity, judgment, and self-doubt follow not too far behind. The 4 Agreements was written by Don Miguel Ruiz, a renowned spiritual teacher in neo-shamanism. The book offers a road to reaching freedom in life by exploring the wisdom of the Toltecs, an indigenous people of Mexico who preceded the Aztecs. The Toltecs believe that life is a dream and that we're always dreaming, even when we're wide awake. Though this book is small in length, it holds the power to completely transform your world. The book helps shed a lot of light on freeing yourself from the chains of societal norms and collective thinking, which the author says prevents us from being truly free. The book goes on to say that our world is made up of labels. The words of your parents, teachers, elders, and other peers grew into the labels which you have come to learn and agree with, which in turn form the concepts, beliefs, and limitations in your life today. These often define the rules and boundaries of your reality. They tell you how things in the world ought to be, or how you should behave as a quote-unquote normal person. This is what the book refers to as domestication. Domestication in this sense is not a good thing. Domestication to the world around us means that we cannot be our true selves without disrupting the status quo. We have to fit in somehow, right? If not, people might think negatively of you. You might be left alienated. You might lose the opportunity to find love. If we try to protest against the authority around us, we'll be punished. Similarly, we've always been rewarded when we have obeyed the authority figures in our lives. Due to this fear, we have all surrendered and decided to follow along with this collective dream, rather than pursue and live our individual dreams. However, the problem is, as we grow older, we no longer need a more powerful person there to domesticate us. But by this point, the ideas we have learned are so built into us that we then domesticate ourselves. The thousands of beliefs that you've picked up over the years tell you who you are, how you should feel, how to behave, what you can and can't do to be accepted. The problem with most of these beliefs is that if we don't act in accordance with them, we're bad people or underachievers. We label ourselves negatively and believe those labels as if they were a law of nature themselves. When this happens, our internal monologue becomes one that creates a living hell for us and depletes us of our energy. For me, some of my own labels and reasons for them used to be things like, you don't deserve love, you can't provide for others, you're too young, to be good at anything you need to practice for years first. You are selfish if you want to invest in yourself, you should invest in others. You are not smart enough to teach others, that's what teachers are for. Negative labels can also stem from trauma at any point in your life. After leaving an abusive relationship, you might carry the names that you were called and believe you are unworthy of love or damaged. To deal with these labels, we then begin to trade our individual dreams in peace so that we can fit in with this collective dream. But the truth is, by doing this and not living our true life, these labels will never disappear. And so we're caught in a vicious cycle, constantly trying to stay one step ahead of the fear that's chasing us from behind. Ruiz explains that in order to break free from these limitations, we must first become fully aware of them through meditation and mindfulness. Really take time to think of the things that you practice because you were taught to, but they hold you back as a result. Once we're aware and understand the things that holds us back, we can then go on to forgive. By forgiving others and yourself, we will then receive the strength to eliminate what's holding us back. We eliminate these things in 4 different ways. Here are the 4 agreements. 1. Stay true to your word. Plenty of people are happy to talk the talk, but few are willing to back themselves up and walk the walk. Talkers are quick to jump in and say the right thing to try to impress, but they can't uphold their promises. And while their intentions may be pure, over-promising can often lead to underachieving, which can then lead to more negative labeling. Our word is our most powerful tool, but without action to back them up, they're just words. We can create the most beautiful dream with our word, or on the flip side, we can destroy everything with our word. As such, we must be careful about how we use this power. Our mind and the world outside us are fertile grounds, and our words are the seeds that we plant. If we plant bad seeds with bad words, we're going to get a rotten harvest. Be careful what seeds you're planting, not just with others, but also the words you use with yourself. If you give your words to another, stay true to it. If you give your promise to someone, hold on to it and keep it. If you say that you're going to do something, follow through and do it. 2. Don't take anything personally. Imagine you were walking down the street one day and someone came up to you and said, "I hate your shoes, they look stupid. Only a stupid person would wear those shoes." How would you react? Quite often things go like this. Someone says something about you, negatively of course. You take it personally. You defend yourself and tell the other person that they're wrong. The other person then takes that personally. Then they say something worse. The cycle repeats again. As Ruiz explains, when someone voices a negative opinion, don't take it personally, because the truth is, that person is dealing with his or her own feelings, beliefs and opinions, which ultimately makes up their world. That person tried to send you their poison, and if you take it personally or react in the same manner, then you take that poison, you accept it, and then it becomes yours. Whatever the case is, it's important to remember that the person's actions were not about you, but it's a reflection of the world that they are living in. 3. Don't make assumptions. Do you ever read into texts, emails, or even conversations and think that you have the other person figured out? You believe you know their reasons or intentions, but that assumption is based on your reality and your beliefs. We don't all see things the same way. Instead of assuming, ask questions, be curious, confront your fears and challenge the stories in your head. Even if what you discover is not what you're hoping for, you can then make decisions that are rooted in reality. This is what people in healthy relationships do. The biggest assumption that humans make is that everyone sees life the way that we do. We assume that others think the way that we think, feel the way that we feel, judge the way we judge, and abuse the way we abuse. This is why we have a fear of being ourselves around others, because we think everyone else will judge us, abuse us, and blame us as we do ourselves. 4. Always do your best. If you were told to always do your best as a child, it was actually sound advice. Doing your best depends on the situation that you're in, and it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. On certain days, your best will be world-beating, and on others, maybe it's just a struggle to get something positive done, but you do something. To do your best, you should do things because you want to, not because of external motivation like a paycheck or expectations. If you love the job or task that you're doing, you'll always do your best without even trying. Your work will feel effortless, and you'll perform much better. Do your best, not in any particular field, but do what is best to you and most true to who you are as a person. Doing your best should be a choice and not an obligation. It is taking the best action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. By doing your best this way, you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse and regret. Though this book is presented simply, there's a very powerful message relayed here. Most people are living in a dream, completely oblivious to their personal, national and cultural beliefs and biases. It is a book filled with guidance on how to sail past the mist that limits our vision and life experiences. It's not easy to master the 4 agreements. It's something that I still find myself falling short on, but don't give up. By adopting the guides highlighted in this book, you can begin to break down limiting beliefs and gain your personal power and freedom back. You'll learn how to understand that everything a person does is about them and not you. And with this understanding, along with making a conscious effort to practice the 4 agreements, you'll be able to start mentally releasing any unnecessary burdens or suffering, allowing yourself to begin walking a happier, lighter path.